Next on the agenda we have Josh Saul. He's a Deputy Secretary of Commerce for Housing. Josh?
Thank you, Linda, and thank you everyone for being here, and to the Governor for his leadership on housing, and to Carol Ventura, the Executive Director of Rhode Island Housing, who has been at the vanguard of proposing this very, very special initiative that will provide first-generation homeowners with an opportunity to own their homes. I'm not going to go through a whole history lesson here, but needless to say, in the United States, homeownership is an important part of the housing landscape. Back earlier in the century, in the 1950s, we had a lot of homeownership projects, but too many generations have been left behind and have not been able to participate in homeownership and the benefits that come to it, whether it's housing stability or building wealth and passing that wealth through multiple generations. It's a very important part of our housing initiatives, and as many mentioned, one of many programs that we are investing in housing with up to or $250 million in housing that the Governor has proposed. I'll keep my comments brief as there are a lot of other speakers, but I want to again thank everyone who has worked on this, and thank you, Linda, just for hosting us today and the great work that's going on here in Rhode Island that we hope to continue.
Thank you. Next we have Mayor Donald Grevian.
Don't go too far. I'm going to be quick. So good afternoon and welcome to the great affordable city of Pawtucket. To think about what has been said. First, Governor, thank you for your leadership. Lieutenant Governor Carol, the new czar, Stefan from the Commerce. It takes a team to make this happen. Everybody in this room knows how important it is to make sure that we are providing those essential services and opportunities for our home buyers and our first-time home buyers, I should say, but our people in Pawtucket as well. Selfishly, and I know she's going to be speaking next, but in my sister city of Central Falls, Mayor Rivera, we have the pleasure and the opportunity and really that exciting partnership with PCF. And PCF, to Linda and her team, have been doing this, and for some of us that have been here for a long time, remember this PCDC, but PCF have been doing this work when a lot of times the money hasn't been there. They cut, they scrape, and they pull dollars together, and they've been doing this. So your leadership and these additional dollars for first-time home buyers is exceptional, and we appreciate that, knowing it's going to go a long way. I do want to recognize a couple of folks here as everybody knows, Sandra Cano, who is our senator, but also is the Commerce Director of Pawtucket, and also we have Paula McFarland, our Housing Authority Director, and many people in this room. Thank you for your leadership. You've been doing that all from the ground up. You've educated folks like me that are in the position to get out of the way and get these things done. So Linda, I appreciate that. I will tell you, because I have to do the Pawtucket story, so you can tell that politics runs in the family. So, this morning, because I knew it was airtight until this morning, we could talk about it, I said to my children, who's my 22-year-old daughter and my 20-year-old son, and I got to tell the funny story, here's an opportunity, I want you to think about this. My daughter is already out on her own, but my son I'm trying to help get out a little bit so my wife and I can have the house back. But all seriousness, you can tell that they come from a political family, because their first question was, after I explained that there was $25,000, can we combine it and live in the same house? I said, no, that's not how the rules work. But all seriously, Governor, thank you for your leadership, Lieutenant Governor, and everybody else in this room for getting this done and getting this opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. So Pawtucket Central Falls, we are a nonprofit group serving the cities, essentially of Pawtucket and Central Falls. So we work closely with Mayor Grevian, and we also work very closely with Mayor Rivera. So I'd like to introduce Mayor Rivera from Central Falls.
Thank you. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. It's so nice to be here with all of you today, especially on this PCF development property. Thank you so much, Linda, for everything that you do for Central Falls and Pawtucket. I want to give a special thank you to Governor Dan McKee, Carol Ventura from Rhode Island Housing, Stephen Pryor from Commerce, and Josh Sell, the new Deputy Secretary, for all of the work that you've been doing. I have been hunting you down for the last year. the conversations we have had about the lack of housing in Central Falls and the projects that need to be worked on are something that I have really, taken to heart and worked really hard for, and I want to thank you for all of the work that you have done. I know that some good projects are going to come from these conversations, and housing is a priority for all of us. So thank you, and thank you, Sabina Matos and Mayor Grebian, and Senator Cano for your advocacy for housing too. If you know me, you know that one of my main priorities is housing, which is why I've been such a huge advocate for it. The home ownership rate in Central Falls is 19%. This new pilot program will help overcome these significant barriers. A two-parent household making minimum wage in Central Falls will never be able to raise $25,000 for a down payment for a home. So this program is a very special and unique program for the residents of Central Falls and Pawtucket, and I know that there's other communities that this is going to help. It's going to lead our families to stable housing, equity, and long-term success, and at the same time help our economy. So I want to thank you all who have taken part in putting this program together, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Next on the agenda, we have Carol Ventura, the Executive Director from Rhode Island Housing.
Well, I don't have a funny Pawtucket story, but I did grow up in Pawtucket, Mayor, so there you go. I'm so happy to be here today with our partner, Linda Weisinger, the governor, Lieutenant Governor, Mayors Rivera, Grebian, Josh, to announce a new program to help first-generation homebuyers achieve the American dream. The spring home buying season is on the horizon, and we are now poised to launch our first gen product that will provide $25,000 in down payment assistance to first generation buyers living in eligible communities. Barriers to homeownership exist for many low-income and minority households, and this is especially true for first-generation homebuyers. Many young people benefit from assistance provided by families to purchase their first home. I benefited from my parents to buy my first home. But for many first-generation homebuyers, assistance is not an option. So that's why this program is so critical to provide the assistance these folks need to purchase a home and start down the path of wealth building and to pay it forward and full and full. For years, Rhode Island Housing has offered down payment assistance to our borrowers because coming up with a down payment is typically the biggest hurdle to buying your first home. First Gen RI represents our commitment to providing programs and products that address historical barriers to home ownership and to ensure equity and accessibility in mortgage financing. Our governor knows how important home ownership is to wealth building. That's why he proposed $50 million in a statewide down payment assistance program in his budget. This investment will build upon existing products that we have in Rhode Island and create more home ownership opportunities for Rhode Islanders. I want to thank our partners at PCFDC for inviting us to make this announcement here at the Middle Street development, where you are expanding opportunities for first-time home buyers. We appreciate that. And you're educating first-time home buyers on how to keep their homes. So thank you for that. Working together, we can open doors for more people to buy their home and to build wealth for themselves and for their future children. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. So, yeah, I mean, I think the one takeaway today is really recognizing that we need to promote home ownership. We know that it creates economic wealth, generational wealth, and housing stability for households across the state. Just want to, again, I think as we talk about a lot of statistics, Rhode Island's Latino home ownership rate is 29% as compared to 67% for white households. So again, we talk about disparities, inequities, and through programs like this program today, we really can address and close that gap of the home ownership rates and increase the home ownership rate in Central Falls specifically. And I think as a result of nationwide home ownership gap, the average household wealth of white Americans is about $130,000, as compared to 17,000 for Latinos. So again, recognizing the importance of this program, the impact it will make on such a statewide level with all the communities that are participating in this program. So again, the 25,000 is an extremely useful tool to move prospective buyers one step closer towards achieving their dream of home ownership. With programs such as this, we will see an increase in the home ownership rate across Rhode Island, specifically related to this program. So as we wrap up, let's spread the word about this new down payment program and the actual housing opportunities that are available here at PCF Development, so we can help families buy their home, own their home, while being educated home buyer through the process. So thank you for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.